So, I know a lot of you were expecting my regular vids, but I just had to speak on this Epstein case thing. Like, how the hell are we allowing this shit to happen? They're really just gonna sweep it under the rug like that? Like we're dumb or something.
Quote, how can people be expected to have faith in Trump if he won't release the Epstein files? That post by Elon Musk this afternoon.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. Ask a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Yo, because it's children. That's why we still asking about it. And granted, this conference was for the tragedy that's currently taking place in Texas. What's going on with the floods? Over 100 people found dead as of recording this video. Rest in power to those lives lost, but all of this probably never would have been brought up during the conference if your DOJ and AG didn't just announce that there is no Epstein list, saying that it never existed and there's nothing to investigate. Like, who's believing that? So what did my guy commit suicide for? They really think we're dumb.
I'm sick of them coming out there and even to get to the president to say, why are you guys still talking about it? Why are you talking about it? You know why? Because the proof is there and there's victims. That's what drives me crazy, Pat. You see the body language. What about all the girls? What about all the young boys? And not just the Virginia Goofreets who, God rest their souls, died. What about the ones, Pat, that we'll never hear from? We have, in 4 years, 350,000 kids missing. I totally believe that the majority of these people that they hooked up with, they kill them. What are they gonna do? Rape and molest all these kids and just let them walk? No, they have to get rid of them. They have to.
It seems all the government do is lie, and then declassify the lie 30-something years later. Like how they admitted aliens and UFOs exist, with declassified files from a few years back. I don't like what they're selling. It's scary to think that this is possibly just one of many islands, a part of a network apparently, and going back for years, and to the point where a lot of people, including in a Joe Rogan episode, mentioned that even as far back as the 1940s, or maybe even further back, rumors of these islands have been around for that long.
And I takes him to Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island? But the law, suppose they... No.
About bringing the boys to Pleasure Island, and then he starts whispering,
how would you blokes like to make some real money? Well, and who do we have to, No, nothing like that.
Pub scene in Pinocchio.
He talks about bringing the boys to Pleasure Island.
I'm collecting stupid little boys. Stupid little boys? You know, the disobedient ones what play hooky from school. Oh. And I takes them to Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island? But the law, suppose they... No, there's no risk. They never come back as boys.
Jesus Christ.
What is that?
It's so creepy because, like, what value are boys to him? That's the thing. It's like they're going to kidnap these boys, but why?
And they're not going to kill them.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No. You want to make real money.
Let's just take a second real quick to think about how old this is. 1940s. And there's a sequence where young boys are lured to Pleasure Island where they're promised fun, candy, and freedom, only to be kidnapped, exploited, and transformed into donkeys or some ass, and then shipped away to mysterious buyers. Like, why was this scene in a children's film? Pleasure Island looks and sounds a lot like Epstein Island to me. A secluded place where kids are just taken to be used and passed off by the rich.
We have, in 4 years, 300,000, 350,000 kids missing. I totally believe that the majority of these people that they hooked up with, they kill them.
If you're really out here thinking that the Epstein case is the first time that people in control were linked to child exploitation networks, yo, you're wrong.
And if Washington doesn't have enough to talk about these days, the Washington Times reported today that unidentified White House aides in the Carter, Reagan, and Bush administrations now are being investigated for using the services of a call boy ring.
Sources confirmed a Washington Times report today that D.C. police and the Internal Revenue Service are investigating a male prostitution ring whose clients may have included people connected to the Bush and Reagan administrations.
In 1989, the Washington Times published an explosive story. It exposed a Washington, D.C. male escort ring involving underage boys, and that it allegedly had ties directly to Reagan and Bush Sr. of the White House. Like, come on.
And if Washington doesn't have enough to talk about these days, the Washington Times reported today that unidentified White House aides in the Carter, Reagan, and Bush administrations now are being investigated for using the services of a call boy ring. The paper reports that 2 of the male prostitutes were given a late-night tour of the White House last year. The White House press secretary, Marlin Fitzwater, said he knew nothing of this investigation. NBC's Lisa Myers reports her sources in the U.S. Attorney's Office say the investigation is not focusing on prostitution, but on fraud involving the use of credit cards to pay for the call boy service.
The man at the center of all was lobbyist and power broker Craig Spence, someone with enough clout to arrange midnight tours of the White House for his escorts, man. The Secret Service confirmed that these after-hours visits happened, but you can't tell me the president and them wasn't involved either. Spence himself even bragged to reporters that high-level politicians and even foreign diplomats were involved, including names that, according to some sources, were blacklisted in the aftermath. And this wasn't the end of my man's at all. Like, he was later found to be dead in a Boston hotel room. An official cause? Suicide. Just like Epstein, huh?
Craig Spence is dead. He committed suicide. He had advanced stages of AIDS. He was an AIDS carrier and he killed himself. This was the thing that always bothered me. They claimed it was the largest male prostitution ring in the city that they've ever had uncovered. It was $1 million a year minimum.
Yeah.
And yet they only prosecuted the operator, Henry Vinson, and 3 of his lieutenants, as it were. Mm-hmm. They never went after any of the Johns or the clients. This operation claimed to have clients that ran from the White House to the Capitol Hill to the State House to the churches within the media.
Exactly what Paul describes as the people he was with.
And a lot of the stuff led there, but we couldn't quite nail it at all cases because, again, to accuse someone of high stature, you've got to be very careful.
I understand.
Major outlets like the Washington Post, LA Times, and Deseret News reported these facts, but the public just forgot. I mean, I remember seeing a video about this growing up, and I wasn't even alive at the time of this. So, when we hear today that Epstein's files have vanished, or that there is no client list, just remember, this isn't new. It's a pattern, one that's been repeated for decades, and each case followed the same formula: massive denial, discrediting of witnesses, sudden disappearance or sealing of files, quiet settlements, and, of course, no fucking accountability. Like, I feel it in my soul of souls that there are plenty of more islands out there hidden. It's not just about bringing up the Epstein case. It's about the people committing these crimes still walking free. Free to commit these crimes again and again. Like, if there's no list, why did Ghislaine Maxwell get sentenced for trafficking to nobody? I think it's clear to see, and the powerful protect their own. And Trump and his administration, they feel if the truth ever fully came out, it would shatter the illusion of democracy. But aside from all of that, this video is just a small reminder of the history that these rich corpos and corrupt politicians have with PDF allegations. Constant lies just to declassify them later on and tell us just to deal with it. And this is one that a lot of people forget. One of the most insane parts of it all is that our leaders are actually into some cult shit. No. Not a conspiracy, not just rhetoric. I'm not speaking on pyramids and the dollar, checkered Masonic floors, Bilderberg, or the deep state, or even the all-seeing eye being everywhere. Nah. I'm talking about a man named Alex Jones, a national treasure. Risked his life to bring us footage of our world leaders engaged in some rather interesting extracurricular activities.
All these elites dressing up like druids and worshiping the owl god Moloch. That's real, dude. They really do that.
I know.
They do that. But what do you?
So you were there. Can we talk to you about it, sir?
Yes, sir. First question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You gave a keynote speech at the Bohemian Grove Club, sir. A club which openly has mock child sacrifices and satanic worship, sir. Can you answer my question, sir, please?
Hello, I'm Alex Jones, and I'm a radio and television host based in Austin, Texas. And for many years, I've been exposing the criminal activities of the global elite, also known as the New World Order. But time and time again in my research, I come, well, eye to eye with something that's even hard for me to believe. And that's that the elite, again, the so-called establishment kings, those that know best, the visions of the anointed ones, are obsessed with the occult. From presidents to governors to the heads of industry.
Alex Jones, he's made some mistakes and some big ones, but he's also actually exposed some real shit, and he owns up to the mistakes he's made. You know, he was talking about Epstein a long time ago.
I know.
A long time ago. He was saying there's a fucking island, and they take all these rich politicians and some celebrities, and they bang these kids. And I was like, come on. He was telling me this a long time ago. So he went and snuck in to this place where like former presidents go. There's a photograph of it's Ronald Reagan with Herbert Walker Bush and a couple other people all standing around. And it's like these are the people that used to hang out at this place, and they would put on robes and they would worship an owl god, and they would burn an effigy. And they're playing, and Alex snuck in and made video footage of this shit. And no one's denying that it's real. This really did happen. So they're in with these bankers.
Time of evidence which would pursue us here has lost its power under these friendly trees. So shall we burn thee once again this night, and in the flames that eat thine effigy, we shall read the sign, Midsummer sets us free. Ye shall burn me once again! Not with these flames, which hither ye have brought from regions where I reign. Ye fools and priests, I spit upon your fire.
Now, let's talk Bohemian Grove. For decades, it sounded like the stuff of myth. Definitely in the realm of conspiracy. I mean, powerful men gathering deep in the redwoods of California, wearing druid-like robes, chanting before a giant stone owl they called Moloch, and performing a ritual known as the cremation of care? That shit sounds fake as hell. People laughed it off, called it a conspiracy, until it wasn't. In the year 2000, radio host Alex Jones and cameraman Mike Hansen infiltrated Bohemian Grove and captured actual footage of the cremation ritual. Like, I'm so serious here. Our world leaders and Arnold Schwarzenegger are really running around in the woods of Monte Rio, California, dripped out in friar robes and praying to an owl statue, bruh. What are we doing? I swear, I saw this as a kid, and ever since, I have never seen these politicians in a good light. Like, clearly their mind isn't right. Like, they can't be trusted. And clearly, someone or something is behind the scenes and is running our entire show. Why else would they be doing this? You know, there's a quote that's widely attributed to JP Morgan, and the quote is, "Millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do." A human effigy surrounded by fire, music, and chanting. These are our fucking leaders, all in front of a 40-foot owl idol representing Moloch. That ain't a church, or a masjid, or a synagogue. That ain't Jesus. That's an owl. And this is not a one-time play either. They do this shit once a year. That footage confirmed what the so-called conspiracy theorists had been saying for decades. Former President Richard Nixon once called Bohemian Grove the most, and mind my language, the most faggy goddamn thing you could ever imagine.
Let's look at Northern California. You understand? Yeah. You know what's happened in San Francisco. San Francisco is gone. It's clear over. I know that, but it isn't just down in the ratty part of town. But the upper class in San Francisco is that way. The Bohemian Grove that I attend on time to time, the Easterners and the others that come there. But it is the most faggy goddamn thing you will ever imagine. The San Francisco crowd that goes in there. It's just terrible. I mean, I don't want to shake hands with anybody in San Francisco. Really? Well, it's a different set of values.
Yet he attended. So did Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Henry Kissinger, top military generals, major media execs, and defense contractors, even global financial elites, all gathering in a space the public was never meant to see. And don't just think they got away with it either. Like, when regular people started asking questions, like, you could see it on their faces, the politicians were squirming. Even Bill Clinton had to play it off.
What are you going to talk about?
Yeah.
A fraud? No, it wasn't a fraud, but I'll be glad to talk to you if you'll shut up and let me talk now. And a fraud, let me tell you something. I'll tell you a couple of stories about fraud. The Bohemian Club, as you say, the Bohemian Club? That's where all those rich Republicans go up and stand naked against redwood trees, right? I've never been to the Bohemian Club, but you ought to go. It'd be good for you. Get some fresh air.
Others, though, they weren't so casual. Senator David Gergen, who served under Nixon, Ford, Reagan, and Clinton, was confronted by Alex Jones outside the 2004 RNC when asked about his attendance at Bohemian Grove. Gergen snapped, accusing Jones of being rude and violating sacred traditions. What sacred? What are they talking about?
The Clinton advisor, the Republicans were criticizing you. Oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then you countered them by saying, "Hey, I don't run around in the woods naked." What did that mean? Here is the before-mentioned Washington Times article where he said, "I didn't run around naked like they do."
I don't know what quote you're referring to. I'm not aware of any quote like that. Listen, I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there. And it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond that. Thank you. Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care? Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Great owl of Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adjuration.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video. It's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But it's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really? But we have public officials
I'm
there
sorry,
setting
you
policy.
took an understanding when you went in there that you would not do that film. And did you have an understanding when you went in there?
No.
Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put them
Yes,
up
sir.
after.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
just walked in.
I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understandings. That was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual gentlemanly?
Sir, everything I don't owe you this comment.
I know, I appreciate it.
This is what's called ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that as well. So thank you
ever
and goodbye.
been in the ritual?
That's none of your damn business.
Oh.
That's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it. If you want to, you can do. You're a free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh well, you're
there,
one."
Mr. Gergen.
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong there.
Weaving spiders come out here?
Yeah, violating sacred traditions before storming off. I've always said that the leaders of the world, especially the leaders of the respective religions, all worship the same thing. And it's not whatever they're pushing to their people. But that's a vid for another time. I've honestly already slightly covered that in my Black Q video. I'm gonna throw it up for y'all real quick right here so y'all can watch it. So, why does any of this matter? Because it proves one thing. The government and elite institutions have already been caught covering up real secret gatherings and real PDF allegations. They mock the idea of powerful men in robes worshipping idols until footage proved otherwise. And they're now denying the existence of Epstein's client list, just like they did when they denied MKUltra, aliens and UFOs. All denied until the documents were declassified 30 years later. Tuskegee experiments, denied until evidence came forward.
So today, America does remember the hundreds of men used in research without their knowledge and consent. We remember them and their family members. Men who were poor and African American, without resources and with few alternatives. They believed they had found hope when they were offered free medical care by the United States Public Health Service. They were betrayed.
And just like everyone denied Bohemian Grove, until Alex Jones blew that whole story out the water. I really do think his hefty sentence and fines and defamation, I think all of that was payback for back then. But the pattern is always the same. Deny, discredit, delay. Then years later, admit a fraction of the truth when it's safe to do so. So if this video do good, I'll try and touch up on more topics similar to this. Maybe even some more current news. I just wanted to remind everyone, well at least my subs, and anyone else watching of course, stop putting your faith in these politicians. Every time you see them, just remember that these guys telling you how to run your life are also probably running around in the woods in friar robes, worshipping an owl statue, so. And clearly, we not part of the club.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open. And got
As you say, the Bohemian Club? Yeah. That's where all those rich Republicans go up and stand naked against redwood trees, right?
No.